I'd like to call to order the November New Jersey Water Supply Authority Board meeting. Ms. Hunt, do you have a Public Meeting Act statement to read?
Yes, I do. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting, including the time, date, and location, has been published in designated newspapers. Notice and the agenda of this meeting, as well as Microsoft Teams and call-in information, have also been provided on the authority's website and are posted in a prominent location in the authority's headquarters.
Thank you. Mr. Brooks, can we do a roll call?
Yes, sir. Acting Chair Domber,
Here.
Commissioner Blue,
Here.
Commissioner Havens,
Here.
Commissioner Iaculo,
Here.
Commissioner Pico. He's not able to attend.
All right, thank you. Agenda item number 4, approval of the October 7, 2024 minutes. Mr. Brooks, can you provide some background information?
Yes, it is noted that resolution number 2642 submitted with the board package last month for procurement of our insurance broker contained a clerical error pertaining to the year one fee amount proposed by Willis of New Jersey, the #1 rated firm. During her presentation to the board, Ms. Shelley verbally reported the correct value of the consultant's year one fee amount in their proposal, which was $48,500. The resolution incorrectly stated that the year one value of the consultant's proposal was $48,000. After consultation with DAG Hunt, the clerical error was determined to be a de minimis amount, and the resolution was corrected when it was sent to the governor's office for the required veto period review. I relayed all of this information by email to all the board members that were present for the October meeting.
All right, thank you. Are there any comments on the minutes? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask for a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Brooks, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
Yes.
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
Commissioner Iaculo.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 5. Mr. Brooks, can you give us the Executive Director's report, please?
Yes, good afternoon. You all have a copy of my report. In Clinton, October precipitation was 0.01 inches, 3.83 inches below average. As of this morning, the combined storage for Round Valley and Spruce Run was 82% of capacity, compared to a combined historic average of 87.8% for that date. Separately, Spruce Run was very low at 33.1%, but Round Valley, which is a much larger capacity, is at 91.8%. Spruce Run is just under a foot above its record low from 2002. As previously reported, the harmful algae bloom briefly returned to the Millstone River earlier in the summer, but has been very manageable compared to the much more significant bloom of 2022. Coordination continues with regular discussions that include authority staff, New Jersey DEP, all of the downstream water users, Stony Brook Regional Sewage Authority, Somerset Raritan Sewage Authority, and now Princeton University, the owners of Carnegie Lake. My humble opinion is that the collective actions taken by the stakeholders has prevented a repeat of the 2022 bloom. October rainfall in Manasquan was 0. Average rainfall for October is 3.8 inches. The Manasquan Reservoir pool elevation this morning was 92 feet. Storage is 2.4 billion gallons, which is 52% capacity, which is a record low. On the morning of Tuesday, October 22nd, authority staff observed a significant algal bloom at the Manasquan Reservoir surrounding the intake tower. While October algal blooms have been a regular occurrence at Manasquan Reservoir, the difference in this current situation is more concerning due to the record dry conditions, the lowest the reservoir has ever seen since first fill, the lack of significant forecasted rain, and the prolonged and usually warm temperatures for this time of year. With the low flows in the Manasquan River, the system is currently unable to switch raw water sources to solely river water due to flows which are currently well below the median flow. While staff and I believe the Manasquan Water Treatment Plant was and still is capable of handling the current load of cyanobacteria and cyanotoxins, we still believed that additional and immediate action to mitigate the bloom in the reservoir was needed. Based on the available data, the bloom was and still is not producing high levels of toxin, but it was felt that the bloom would likely intensify and possibly start to produce toxins. Additionally, the healthy condition of the observed cyanobacteria population was creating a significantly increasing number of overwintering cells, was setting up a higher probability of an increased cyano bloom in the near future and continuing through the spring, summer, and fall of 2025. With that in mind, staff believed that the most prudent approach was to immediately treat the reservoir body with a chelated copper algicide. The chelated copper product was preferred because it produces extended release of active ingredient, resulting in longer-term benefit, and is more effective with current water quality conditions in the Manasquan Reservoir, including pH, alkalinity, and the organic load. Additionally, the chelated product puts less copper into the system overall, which mitigates the negative impacts on aquatic life. The total cost of the treatment was $92,000. The contractor was procured on an emergency basis with approval from all three members of the Capital Projects Committee on October 24th. I will bring a resolution forward for board approval at the next board meeting seeking ratification of my actions and calling for and executing the emergency procurement. Treatment was performed last Wednesday on October 29th. Authority staff continues to monitor the situation closely and continues to follow our cyanotoxin management plan. Testing results since the treatment have all been encouraging. Specifically, algae counts have diminished, toxin levels have been 0 or below the detectable limit, and copper levels are within an expected range. Looking forward, the planned addition of reservoir oxygenation will help mitigate the uncertainty associated with this current condition.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right, hearing none. Agenda item number 6. Mr. Brooks, are there any communications or correspondence to report to the board?
There are 2 in your agenda package, an article in the Asbury Park Press on October 15th and an article in My Central Jersey, on October 18th. They were reporting about the water levels in Manasquan Reservoir. They're both accurate assessments of the current situation. There were more articles. It seems I've seen some other ones. They were all sort of picking up on each other's facts, though. So that's all.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 7, unfinished business. Do we have an update on the Manasquan Reservoir System and Treatment Plant Transmission System?
Yes, Paul McKeon is here.
Good afternoon. Last month was relatively normal and quiet as far as operations and treating the water. There was some shorter filter runs at the plant because of the algae in the reservoir. But other than that, nothing to report. There's, again, not much water in the river. We're taking everything we are allowed to take, and the reservoir is dropping slowly. So we'll just hope for some rain, but operationally, it made for a pretty smooth month.
Okay, thank you. On to the Raritan system.
Steve Gates.
Good afternoon, everyone. The persistent dry conditions leave us releasing at an unusually high rate this time of year, with the trend anticipated to continue into the foreseeable future. In mid-October, the Spruce Run releases were reduced in order to slow the drawdown rate while maintaining minimum passing flows at Stanton. The Spruce Run release is currently set to 24 MGD, and the reservoir is down over 24 feet from full to just below elevation 249 and approximately 33% of storage capacity. Releases from Round Valley are currently set at 77 MGD, and the pool is down approximately 6 feet to elevation 379, representing approximately 92% capacity. Releases are and will continue to be monitored and adjusted to compensate for fluctuations in downstream customer demand. As Mark had discussed, we continue to monitor for harmful algae bloom conditions and regularly meet with NJDEP, water quality science folks, Princeton University, and water and wastewater users along the canal and Millstone rivers. Canal operations are currently normal, with staff focusing on water supply and routine maintenance. The Spruce Run Administration Building fuel oil underground storage tank removal is progressing. We have procured the LSRP, who has reviewed and provided comments on the authority prepared plans and specifications for the construction of the removal of the UST. We will issue an addendum this week to address the concerns identified by the LSRP, and we will be receiving bids on November 13th. As far as capital projects, the only update I have from the written report relates to the DNR Canal Western Embankment Improvements Phase 1 in Stockton. The final inspection of the embankment was scheduled with Hunterdon County Soil Conservation District on October 29th. They were satisfied with the establishment of vegetation along the embankment and issued the report of compliance the following day on October 30th. The contractor will be returning in the coming weeks to remove the silt fence and close that project out. That's all I have today. Happy to answer any questions.
We have any questions? Okay, hearing none. Watershed management.
I guess I'd like to start and echo everybody else's here's recognition of the enhanced coordination that's been going on with DEP, both in sort of a formal setting with DEP and the water customers, and in particular New Jersey American. We've had any number of calls, but even beyond the calls, just there's a lot of knowledge that's shared between the parties to come up with good answers for unusual circumstances. So that, I think, in my long experience, this is as good as coordination gets, and the results show. So just a few also additions. Mark went into a lot of depth, so I will just actually I'll start with the breaking news, since I'm getting on my phone. We had run and had results for microcystin and cylindrous spermopsin that they were below detection. We were waiting for anatoxin A and saxitoxin, and we continue to get good results on that. Everything's below detect, and those were from samples taken on Tuesday before the treatment and then Thursday after the treatment. And we're getting images and taking samples again today. Kyle's down there getting samples today, but the decision to go with the chelated rather than our traditional copper sulfate, and the decision making along the way, I think we feel pretty confident in the work we're doing and the results we're getting. I know New Jersey American, we've been watching closely some unusual clumps of algae coming down, either down the Raritan or maybe through the Millstone. So we're keeping an eye on that visually, and I hadn't heard from Frank on how things are going today. Not a lot of concern, I think, either from New Jersey American side or from our side in terms of, unusual phytoplankton counts or any other real indicators of big blue-greens, more likely higher diatoms, green algae. Just finally, I guess, on the oxidization project, and there was that's moving forward. There was the consultant was out doing scuba surveys this past month to look for the most suitable location for the aeration unit as that moves forward, which will hopefully in the long term keep us from being in these or give us some more options to deal with conditions like this. So again, thanks to everybody who's put time and energy into coming up with good solutions.
Okay. Any questions for Ken? Hearing none, we'll go on to agenda item number 8, new business. There are several resolutions to go through. I'll read the name of the resolution and then ask Mr. Brooks for some details and background. First resolution. Resolution authorizing the award of a purchase order for a replacement Ford F-250 class pickup truck for the Manasquan Water Supply System, Wall Township, Monmouth County, New Jersey. Mr. Brooks?
Paul McKeon has that background.
The authority's Manasquan Reservoir System 2024 capital budget included $29,250, and the water treatment plant capital budget included $35,750 for the shared purchase of a crew cab pickup truck with utility body to replace the identical model truck placed in service at Manasquan back in 2015. Shared budget total is $65,000. It was determined that a Ford F-250 utility body truck was needed to replace the existing utility body truck. The new vehicle costs $66,101. However, there is ample funding in the operating budget to cover the $1,101 difference as compared to the budget. As is typical with vehicle purchases, authority staff utilized New Jersey START, the state of New Jersey's e-procurement portal, to identify a vehicle meeting the necessary specifications. New Jersey START contains a master blanket purchase orders, also known as state contracts, with pre-qualified vendors procured by the Division of Purchase and Property through their centralized procurement process. Authority staff reviewed the state contract offerings from Winter Ford on New Jersey START and recommends that the authority issue a purchase order in the amount of $66,101 to Winter Ford of Cherry Hill for the replacement of this Ford F-250 utility body truck. An appropriate resolution has been prepared for your consideration.
Do we have any questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, roll call vote.
Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
Yes.
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
Commissioner Iaccullo.
Yes.
All right. Second resolution, a resolution authorizing the placement of insurance coverage for the period of March 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2026. Mr. Brooks?
Julie Shelley has that background.
Good afternoon. Authority bylaws require the board to approve insurance procurements having premiums valued in excess of $100,000. Insurance coverage for property and casualty will expire on February 28, 2025. The authority's insurance program is scheduled to be completely remarketed for the March 1, 2025 placement. Recent activity in the markets indicates that the authority should anticipate premium increases across all lines. The greatest rate increases are anticipated in the general and auto liability between 15 and 20%, and excess liability between 10 and 12.5% lines of coverage. The anticipated increase in the property line rate is expected to be around 5%. Proposals from underwriters will be received no sooner than January 2025. The board-approved fiscal year 25 budget includes $2,460,361 for insurance payments due in the spring of 2025. The final insurance package will be subject to the insurance committee chair's approval should the annual premium exceed the budgeted amount. Board ratification of the final placement will occur at its first meeting subsequent to the renewal date. It is recommended that the board authorize the executive director to secure placement of insurance coverage effective March 1st, 2025. An appropriate resolution is included for your consideration.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion and a second, or ask for a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, the vote?
Yes, Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
yes,
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
Commissioner Iaculo,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next resolution, a resolution authorizing the publication of proposed changes in the authority's schedule of rates, charges, and debt service assessments for the sale of water from the Manasquan Reservoir System. Mr. Brooks?
Susan Buckley.
Good afternoon. Your board packets include a memo detailing the fiscal year 2026 Manasquan rate proposal. In Manasquan, there are no changes proposed to any of the rate components, and the total rate will remain flat at $1,110.75 per million gallons for initial customers and $1,124.67 per million gallons for delayed customers. Some of the major drivers within the Manasquan rate are increases in salaries and healthcare expenses based on state level negotiations, increases in insurance and maintenance related costs, and use of prior year overdraft deposit and budget variances to balance the budget. Rates have been reviewed by the DEP, the Governor's Office, the Authority's Finance Committee, and with customers. There were 2 attendees at the customer meeting that was held on October 24th. If the board approves, the rate proposal is expected to be published in the January New Jersey Register for an effective date of July 1st, 2025. Basis and background documents detailing the rate proposal are posted on the authority website, and the resolution authorizes publication of the amended administrative code to reflect the new fiscal year and the utilization of excess funds from prior years to offset fiscal year 2026 Manasquan rate.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, the vote, please?
Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
yes,
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
Commissioner Iaculo,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next resolution, a resolution authorizing the publication of proposed changes in the authority's schedule of rates, charges, and debt service assessments for the sale of water from the Raritan Basin System. Mr. Brooks?
Susan again.
Your board packet includes a memo detailing the fiscal year 26 Raritan rate proposal. In Raritan, there are no changes to any of the rate components, and the total rate will remain flat at $365 per million gallons. The major drivers within the Raritan system are similar to what we're seeing in Manasquan, including increases in salaries and benefits, as well as maintenance and insurance costs, offset by the use of overdraft revenue and prior year positive budget variances to maintain stable rates. Rates have been reviewed with the DEP, the Governor's Office, Authorities Finance Committee, and with customers. 5 individuals attended our customer meeting that was held on October 25th. If the board approves, the rate proposal is expected to be published in the January New Jersey Register for an effective date of July 1st, 2025. Basis and background document detailing the rate proposal is posted on the authority's website. Resolution authorizes publication of the amended administrative code to reflect the new fiscal year and the utilization of excess funds from prior years to offset the fiscal year 26 Raritan rate.
Any questions? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion and a second.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Brooks, the vote?
Yes, Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
yes,
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
Commissioner Iaculo.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next resolution, resolution accepting the audit prepared by Mercadian PC Certified Public Accountants for the year ended June 30, 2024.
Yes, Commissioner Iaculo, can you provide the background?
Yes, I can. The audit was for the financial statements for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2024. We met with the auditors, we being the audit committee, we met with the auditors today to go over the results of the audit. And it was a very good audit. We received an unmodified opinion, which is a clean audit. There were no findings regarding internal controls, no findings regarding any compliance issues, and there were no concerns indicated by the auditors. So the auditors thanked our team for what was a very smooth audit process. So with that, I'd ask for offer the resolution to accept the audit.
I'll move
Can I just-
to accept.
Can I
Go
just-
ahead, Mark.
can I
Yeah.
just- Can I just point out that Commissioner Pico was not able to attend the audit committee meeting today?
Okay. All right, I'll move to accept the resolution.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Brooks? Vote.
Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
yes,
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
Commissioner Iaculo.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next resolution, a resolution to adopt the New Jersey Water Supply Authority meeting schedule for 2025. Mr. Brooks?
Yes, this is the resolution to adopt the New Jersey Water Supply Authority meeting schedule for 2025. It is in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act requirements. Schedule identifies the date and time for the meetings. Meetings may be held by teleconference or in person. Dial-in or location information will be provided on the authority website in advance of the meeting.
Okay. Any questions? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion and a second.
So moved.
second,
And Mr. Brooks, the vote?
Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
yes,
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
and Commissioner Iaculo.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so several resolutions here. The authority annually elects a vice chair, treasurer, secretary, and assistant secretary. The committee members are also annually assigned. For 2025, I would like to nominate Stephen Pico for vice chair, Robert Iaculo for treasurer, Susan Blue for secretary, Ellsworth Havens for assistant secretary. If there are no other nominations or discussions from the floor, we could vote on these together as a block in one vote. Are there any? So the resolutions being a resolution concerning the vice chair for New Jersey Water Supply Authority, a resolution concerning the treasurer for the New Jersey Water Supply Authority, a resolution concerning the secretary for the New Jersey Water Supply Authority, a resolution concerning assistant secretary for the New Jersey Water Supply Authority. Are there any questions? All right, hearing none. Did I move to approve that, Mark, or do I need a motion for that?
I don't know the answer.
All right, how about we do a motion to approve, just to be sure?
Okay,
So moved.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. A roll call vote, please?
yes, Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
yes,
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
Commissioner Iaculo.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Next resolution, a resolution concerning the appointment of committee members for 2025. The proposed committees and their memberships are listed in the resolution for agenda item K. Are there any questions? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, the vote?
Acting Chair Domber,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
Yes.
Commissioner Havens,
Yes.
and Commissioner Iaculo.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 9. Mr. Brooks, are there any committee reports?
Just the audit committee met today on November 4th, as Commissioner Iaculo has discussed. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 10, public comment. If we have any public comment, please request to state your name and affiliation for the record. This is an agenda item for public comment. Give it one more minute in case there's a unmuting problem. I'm not seeing any. Mr. Brooks, do you see anything on your end?
No, sir.
Okay, so I'm not hearing any public comment. Agenda item number 11, executive session. There is no need for an executive session today. I would entertain, I will ask for a motion and then to adjourn the meeting.
So
So
moved.
moved.
And a second.
Second. Whatever.
All right, thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, that passes. Thank you, everyone, for your time. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.